My name's Carolyn, and I've been a member of the rep room since 2019. A colleague at work was coming to the rep room, and I looked at her one day and I said, "You look fabulous. What are you doing?" She told me that she was a member here, and I had been to gyms before, but I had hurt my back. It was a muscular injury. Sometimes if I bent down to lift something, I would go into spasm and I'd be on the sofa for a week. One time I couldn't get out of bed. I had to call an ambulance. It was just awful. So I was nervous about this format. I thought maybe I was better just doing, cardio class. I called and you called me back. I told you my concerns. You totally made me feel comfortable and not worried, and come on in and we'll keep an eye on you. I remember the first time I came in too. I saw the weights and the barbells and the dumbbells, and I thought, oh, I don't think this is for me. This is not my kind of thing. And it was intimidating. So I walked in, I wasn't sure what to do. Jess was here, and she said, the first thing we're going to do is a short run out to the road and back. And I'm sure I looked like a deer in the headlights. She said, just follow everybody else. So that's what I did. I started lifting light weights. I really liked the attention I was getting from the coaches. I wasn't so worried about doing anything that was going to injure myself. And I didn't realize at the time that the more I did this work, the better my back was going to be. I've had one flare up in 6 years. And that was when I was down with the flu, and I was on the sofa for 2 weeks. When I wasn't doing anything, then I had a problem with my back. At the time, I was part-time retail. Previous to that, I was in the restaurant, always standing, lifting the wrong way, on your feet for 8 hours, no breaks, moving. I'm sure that was the problem with my back. Absolutely. 36 years. It's going to do it. About 2 years ago, my left knee started causing me a lot of grief. I went to see a physiotherapist, and his mantra seemed to be, well, we're all going to have to get knee replacements eventually. And nothing he was suggesting was doing any good. And in fact, it seemed to be getting worse. I stopped coming to the rep room because I was in so much pain. I thought it would get worse. And it did get worse. And I spoke to you about what was happening and why I hadn't been here. And you said you'd be a perfect candidate for JointWise. The more I moved, the better I got. Brent asked me to sign up for a study with his boss, Dr. Appleton, who is an osteoarthritis specialist. I went to see Dr. Appleton, and they did a number of x-rays, and he came back and said that I had osteoarthritis. Would I be interested in the study and seeing how it's progressing? I agreed. They ran all kinds of physical tests, really light things, 3 stairs, checking inflammation in my knees. We did that last year. And then I went back this year, and we went through all of those things again. And Dr. Appleton came in after looking at all the results, and he said, you're doing really, really well. And he said, there's no inflammation in your knees. Physically, you're great. And he said, unfortunately, we don't need you for the study anymore. I started to laugh, and I said, you're kidding, right? And he said, no, we can't use you anymore because you're getting better. We need people who are getting worse. I got kicked out of the study because I was doing well. Definitely I'm stronger. At the beginning was my back. I was so concerned because when it would go into spasm, the pain was unbelievable. I don't think twice about picking up a barbell and doing a back squat, which 6 years ago, there's no way I would have done anything like that. There's things I did before that I still do, and I'm 64, so that's good. I know people that if they sat down onto the ground would not be able to stand up. If they fell, they're done. It feels good being able to do this. And if something goes wrong physically with me, I'm sure I'll be able to bounce back quicker. As soon as I walk in, you forget everything else that's going on in your life. If you're having a bad day, it's left at the door and you're not even trying to leave it at the door. Everybody's friendly, even if it's a 6 a.m. class. It's just a nice environment. First come in and talk to you or Jess. They'll put your mind at ease. You start where you want to start. If you see somebody doing a deadlift with 150 pounds, that's not what you're going to start at. If you're having muscle aches, joint pain, don't take a Tylenol. Go to the rep room. You can do it. Absolutely, you can do it. Once you walk in, you will do the work. It's not as intimidating as it looks, and you'll feel like $1,000,000 when you walk out, especially when it's a tough workout. And then you walk out and you're like, I did it. Like, look at me. It's the community. For me to do it on my own, to go down to the lower level and work out, it's not the same at all. I want to be around people. I'm a people person.